Canada's family reunification nightmare. Why families are waiting over 3 years to reunite. Welcome back to Canada Chronicles. If you're planning to reunite with your loved ones in Canada, you need to hear this. Family sponsorship delays are worse than ever. The system that was supposed to bring families together is keeping them apart. Spouses, parents, and grandparents are stuck in an immigration backlog that feels endless. But what's really behind these extreme delays? Why are some families waiting over 3 years for approval? And most importantly, what can you do to avoid unnecessary delays and speed up your application? Stay with us until the end as we break down the real reasons behind these long wait times and share actionable steps to help you get your application processed faster. And before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Canada Chronicles and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on Canadian immigration news. Now, let's talk about what you can do to avoid unnecessary delays and speed up your family sponsorship application. Let's get started. The harsh reality of Canada's family reunification delays. Canada has long been recognized as a global leader in immigration, promoting policies that prioritize family unity. The government claims that family reunification is a top priority, yet thousands of immigrants are experiencing the opposite reality. Newly married couples are spending their first 3 years apart, waiting for their sponsorship applications to be approved. Parents are struggling with the uncertainty of when they will be able to bring their children to Canada. Elderly family members are living alone, hoping that the system will eventually work in their favor. For many, this is not just a delay, it is an emotional and financial crisis. Processing times for spousal sponsorships, parent and grandparent sponsorships, and dependent child sponsorships have reached historic highs, leaving thousands of applicants in limbo with no clear answers on when they will finally be reunited with their families. But why is this happening? What is causing these extreme delays? And most importantly, is there any way to speed up the process? Let's break it down. Why are families waiting over 3 years to reunite? Family reunification was supposed to be one of the fastest immigration pathways in Canada. However, the reality is much different. As of February 2025, processing times for sponsorship applications have increased dramatically. Families are now waiting years longer than expected before they can be reunited. Here are the current wait times for family sponsorship applications in Canada. Spousal sponsorship, outside Canada, excluding Quebec. 10 months. Spousal sponsorship, inside Canada, excluding Quebec. 28 months. Spousal sponsorship, Quebec applicants. 34 to 36 months. Parent and grandparent sponsorship, outside Quebec. 24 months. Parent and grandparent sponsorship, inside Quebec. 48 months. For families in Quebec, the situation is even worse. Unlike other provinces, applicants in Quebec must go through 2 separate approvals, one from Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada and another from Quebec's Ministry of Immigration. This dual approval system has significantly increased processing times, leaving families in the province waiting far longer than those in the rest of Canada. But Quebec's complex system is not the only reason behind these excessive wait times. Across Canada, family sponsorship applications are stuck in an overwhelmed immigration system, leading to longer processing times, more uncertainty, and years of forced separation for many families. These delays are not just numbers on a chart, they represent real suffering. Parents are missing precious years of their children's lives, unable to witness birthdays, school graduations, or even their first steps. Spouses are forced to maintain long-distance marriages, navigating the emotional and financial burden of separation. Elderly parents, who should be enjoying the comfort and support of their children in their later years, are instead left alone, uncertain if they will ever set foot in Canada. The stress of prolonged waiting has pushed many applicants into financial instability, as they continue to support family members abroad while managing their own cost of living in Canada. The toll is immense, yet the system continues to leave these families in limbo with no clear solutions. 5 major reasons Canada's family sponsorship system is failing. One of the biggest causes of these extreme delays is the sheer volume of applications being submitted every year. Right now, over 100,000 family sponsorship cases are waiting to be processed, yet the government has not allocated enough resources to keep up with demand. Instead of expanding processing capacity, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada has fallen behind, making the backlog worse each year. Making matters worse, Quebec's recent policy changes have further limited family reunification. Between 2024 and 2026, Quebec will only process 13,000 total family sponsorship applications, a restriction that has left thousands of families stuck waiting indefinitely. Here's how these 13,000 applications are distributed. 10,400 applications for spouses, common law partners, and dependent children. 2,600 applications for parents, grandparents, and other relatives. Even if an application is approved by Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, it may not be processed in Quebec for months or even years due to these strict quotas. Another major issue is the lack of immigration officers available to process applications. The federal government cut funding for immigration processing in 2024, leading to longer wait times for final approvals, months of inactivity before applications even get reviewed, fewer officers available to handle the growing backlog. Security and background checks are also slowing down approvals. Every sponsorship applicant must go through extensive screening, but for some regions, this process can take years to complete. Applicants from Africa, South Asia, and the Middle East have reported longer security screening times, which has raised concerns about unnecessary delays in the immigration process. Additionally, the strain on Canada's labor market is indirectly contributing to family sponsorship delays. Sectors such as healthcare, construction, agriculture, and hospitality rely heavily on temporary foreign workers and new permanent residents. While the government prioritizes economic immigration to meet labor shortages, resources are being diverted away from family reunification cases, worsening the backlog. The government has increasingly focused on economic immigration programs like Express Entry and the Provincial Nominee Program, as they are seen as a direct solution to Canada's labor shortages. While attracting skilled workers is necessary, it has come at the cost of longer wait times for family reunification applicants. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada has shifted resources toward selecting workers who can immediately contribute to industries facing shortages, leaving family sponsorship cases to sit in the backlog with little priority. This policy shift has sparked criticism from advocacy groups who argue that economic growth should not come at the expense of keeping families apart. Thanks for staying with us this far. We appreciate your time and hope you're finding this information valuable. Now, let's talk about what you can do to speed up your application and avoid unnecessary delays. How to speed up your family sponsorship application in 2025. If you're waiting for your sponsorship application to be processed, there are steps you can take to minimize delays. The most important thing is to ensure that your application is complete and error-free before submitting it. Many delays happen due to missing documents, incomplete forms, or simple mistakes. Even a minor error can add months to your processing time. Double-check every form, ensure all required documents are included, and follow the most up-to-date guidelines from Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada before submitting your application. If your case has been stuck for too long, contact your local Member of Parliament. They can request updates from Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada and may even be able to help escalate stalled applications. Many applicants are unaware that MPs have direct access to government immigration officers, and their involvement can sometimes get a case moving when it has been sitting idle for too long. For parents and grandparents, consider using the Super Visa program, which allows them to stay in Canada for up to 5 years while waiting for sponsorship approval. This is a great option for those who do not want to risk long separation periods while their permanent residency application is being processed. The Super Visa allows for multiple entries, giving families more flexibility while dealing with delays. If you're applying from Quebec, you need to be extra cautious. Due to the province's strict quotas, ensure your paperwork is 100% accurate and complete to avoid further delays. Since applications must go through both Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada and Quebec's Ministry of Immigration, even minor mistakes can cause significant additional delays. Applicants should stay updated on any changes to Quebec's immigration policies and requirements to avoid unnecessary complications. Many applicants assume that once their application is submitted, all they can do is wait. However, one of the most effective ways to prevent unnecessary delays is to actively monitor your case and follow up with Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada regularly. Some applications are delayed simply because they are waiting in a queue with no officer assigned, and cases that go too long without action can sometimes be overlooked. By calling, submitting web inquiries, or even requesting a case status update through your local Member of Parliament, you can ensure that your file is still moving through the system. Applicants who check in on their cases at least once every few months tend to catch issues sooner, such as missing documents or requests for additional information that may have been lost in processing. Some applicants have reported receiving no communication for over a year, only to find out later that a small clerical error was keeping their file on hold. Taking a proactive approach can sometimes mean the difference between a reasonable processing time and years of waiting. What's next for family reunification in Canada? Canada's family sponsorship system is failing thousands of families, and unless major reforms are made, processing delays will continue to grow. Public pressure is mounting, and advocacy groups are pushing for faster processing times. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada has promised to reduce the backlog in 2025, but families must still be prepared for long waits. The best thing you can do is stay proactive, follow up on your application, and take action to prevent unnecessary delays. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to Canada Chronicles for the latest updates on Canada's immigration system. And now, we want to hear from you. How long have you been waiting for your sponsorship application? Drop a comment below and share your experience. We'd love to know what challenges you're facing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.